Hello, inner shifters, how you doing? Your host, Sophia here. All right, let's talk about finding a comfortable space for meditation. Not like some stiff instruction, but like we're chatting over tea, unwinding, and figuring out how to carve out a little peace in this noisy world. You ever notice how life never really pauses? There's always another notification, another responsibility, another thing pulling your attention in five different directions. It's so rare to find quiet anymore, but when you do, when you step into even a few seconds of stillness, it's like your whole body exhales in relief. And that right there is why finding a comfortable space for meditation matters. It's about making room for that moment, for that breath, for that connection back to yourselves. I met someone once, let's call her Layla. She was always on the go, thriving in the chaos, but also exhausted from it. One day, in the middle of telling me about a project she was working on, she stopped mid-sentence, rubbed her temples, and sighed. "I just need a moment," she whispered. And that's it, isn't it? We all just need a moment. But how often do we give it to ourselves? That's where meditation comes in, not as another task, not as something to achieve, but as a gift to yourself. Now here's the truth. Space, both physical and mental, is everything when it comes to meditation. You ever try to relax in a cluttered room, with dishes in the sink and emails screaming for attention? It's like trying to sleep with loud music blasting next door. Your environment matters. Studies from the National Institutes of Health even back this up. Physical surroundings play a direct role in mental clarity and relaxation. Research has shown that a serene environment significantly lowers cortisol levels, the hormone responsible for stress. So setting up your space, that's not just aesthetic, it's science-backed peace building. But here's the thing, finding a comfortable space doesn't mean you need a perfect Zen garden or a fancy cushion blessed by monks. It just means somewhere that feels safe to you. Somewhere you can settle in without interruptions, without tension. Maybe it's a corner of your bedroom, a cozy spot by the window, or even the shower, because let's be real, some of the best thinking happens there. The key is choosing a space where, for a few moments, the world feels a little softer. Take my friend Javier, he used to meditate in his car. Seriously, he'd get home from work, park, turn off the engine, and just sit there for 5 minutes before stepping into the chaos of family life. It was his transition space, his pause, his reset. That was his sanctuary, his place to breathe before diving into the next part of his day. It's also about comfort, physical comfort. Because let's be honest, if you're sitting in an awkward position or lying on the floor with a rock digging into your back, you're not exactly setting yourself up for relaxation. Scientific research on body positioning during meditation, including studies from Harvard Medical School, has found that posture significantly affects focus and relaxation levels. If you're constantly shifting because your leg fell asleep, you won't be able to sink into the experience. So find what works for you. Some people love sitting cross-legged on a cushion, others prefer lying down, some even stand or walk. Your body knows what feels good, listen to it. There's something so human about preparing a space for meditation, like tucking yourself into bed at the end of the day or setting the table before a meal. It's an act of kindness to yourself. It signals this is my time. This is for me. And that alone can change the way you approach it. You start looking forward to it rather than seeing it as another thing on your to-do list. And don't stress about perfection. Some days your space will feel ideal, quiet, cozy, exactly right. Other days, you'll hear the neighbor's dog barking, or someone will walk in mid-session asking where the remote is. Life isn't a meditation retreat, it's messy. But consistency matters more than perfection. Even in the noise, even in the chaos, choosing to sit in your space and take a breath, that's progress. Meditation isn't about escaping life, it's about learning how to be present within it. And a comfortable space gives you permission to do just that. It reminds you that peace isn't something you find far away, but something you create moment by moment, breath by breath. So where's your space going to be? Wherever it is, let it be yours. Let it be a refuge. Let it be something you come home to again and again. If you ever want to personalize it, add scents, soft lighting, or a soundtrack of gentle sounds, go for it. You can make it your own. Because meditation is personal. And finding your space, that's the first step in remembering that you deserve to rest. You deserve this time. You deserve to feel held by something softer than stress. And once you've got that space, even if it's just 5 minutes in a chair, you're already halfway there. You've already chosen peace. You've already chosen you. Let's talk about breath, the quiet rhythm that's been with you since the moment you arrived in this world, the thing that keeps you steady even when everything else feels chaotic. And let's talk about it like we're sitting in a peaceful spot, watching the world slow down for just a second, and remembering that we can slow down too. Breath is so simple, right? We do it constantly without thinking. But that's the catch, we don't think about it. Not until stress tightens our chest, not until anxiety makes it shallow, not until exhaustion makes it heavy. We forget what a gift it is, what a tool it is, and how much it shapes the way we experience life. A friend of mine, Marcus, once told me he never paid attention to his breathing until the day he realized he was always holding it. Not consciously, just slightly tensed, like his body was bracing for impact all the time. It wasn't until he started meditating, just a few minutes a day, nothing fancy, that he felt his own breath again. I didn't know I could feel lighter just by letting my lungs do what they're supposed to do, he said. And honestly, that hit me hard. Because how many of us are walking through life like that, tight, tense, barely breathing? Science backs this up too. Research from Stanford Medicine and the National Institutes of Health has shown that slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which signals your body to relax. It lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. It steadies your heart rate. It even improves oxygen flow to the brain, making you think clearer, process emotions more effectively, and feel more like yourself. There's something really beautiful about noticing your breath for the first time. Not controlling it, not forcing it, just witnessing it. That simple awareness alone can shift everything. It's like turning the volume down on the world and tuning into your own rhythm instead. I remember meeting a woman named Hannah at a mindfulness retreat. She was skeptical, said she had a hard time sitting still, felt like meditation was for her. But during one session, the instructor guided us through a simple breathing exercise. Inhale deep, hold for a beat, exhale slow. And I watched her whole posture change. Her shoulders dropped, jaw relaxed. She looked lighter. Afterward, she turned to me and said, "I don't think I've actually exhaled in years." That moment, that was everything. Your breath is always with you. You don't need a quiet room, a yoga mat, or a guided app. You just need a pause. A second to close your eyes and take a long, deep inhale and let yourself feel it expand in your lungs. To exhale fully, not halfway, not shallow, but all the way. And to trust that air will return because it always does. Breath is the foundation of meditation. It's the anchor when your mind wants to wander. It's the comfort when emotions feel overwhelming. It's the reminder that you are here, alive, and capable of choosing calm. So next time life feels too fast, too loud, too much, pause. And take that deep breath. Let it be a signal to your body that you're safe, that there's space to soften, that for this moment you are right where you need to be. And if breathing with intention becomes part of your daily practice, even for just a minute, you're already meditating. You're already inviting peace in. You're already telling your nervous system, we're okay. That's the power of breath. That's the quiet magic of being present. And you, my friend, you deserve every single inhale, every single exhale, every single moment of steady, healing air. And keep breathing deeply. And keep listening. You're doing better than you realize always. Something that trips up almost everyone when they first start meditating: wandering thoughts. And let's not approach it like a problem to fix, but like a normal, deeply human experience that doesn't need an apology. You ever sit down to meditate, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and suddenly you remember that you forgot to send an email, or that laundry needs folding, or that one awkward conversation from 5 years ago? Yeah. That's not you failing at meditation, that's just your brain doing what it does best: thinking. A lot of people feel frustrated when their minds don't immediately quiet down. They picture meditation like this perfect stillness, an empty room in their head where nothing intrudes. But here's the truth: your mind is designed to wander. It's what keeps you creative, engaged, responsive to life. The goal of meditation isn't to eliminate thoughts. It's to make peace with them, to acknowledge them gently, and then without judgment come back to your breaths. I once met a woman named Lena who told me she quit meditation after 3 days because her brain would shut up. She said, "I thought I was supposed to be in a deep Zen state, but I kept thinking about my grocery list. So I figured meditation wasn't for me." But here's the thing: those wandering thoughts weren't the issue. The issue was the expectation that she should somehow be above having them. When she later tried again, this time with kindness toward herself, she realized she could watch her thoughts without getting stuck in them. That changed everything. Neuroscientists at Harvard have studied the default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for mind wandering, and found that it's actually more active when we're at rest. Your brain isn't broken when it jumps to unrelated thoughts during meditation. It's doing what it was designed to do. But the beauty of the practice is learning how to gently return, to notice without attachment, to build awareness rather than frustration. Imagine your thoughts like passing clouds, some big, some wispy, all moving at their own pace. Meditation isn't about forcing clear skies. It's about sitting back, observing, and realizing you're not those clouds. You're the sky. You hold space for whatever floats through without clinging to any single thought. A friend of mine, Daniel, started meditating during a rough season in his life, and he told me he used to get upset because he thought too much. But then, he said, one day I realized every time I bring myself back to my breath, I'm teaching my brain patience. Oh, and that's it. Every return is practice. Every moment of noticing without judgment is strength. So if you ever feel like you're bad at meditating because your mind is busy, stop right there. You are exactly where you need to be. The practice isn't in perfection. It's in the coming back, again and again. Next time you sit down to meditate, expect thoughts. Welcome them like visitors, acknowledge them with kindness, and let them drift without gripping onto them. Then with softness, return to your breath. That return is where the magic lives. And if you ever need a reminder, just take a deep inhale, exhale slowly, and remember you are not your thoughts. You are the presence that watches them. And that's powerful. This one is close to my heart. Let's talk about patience in meditation, not like a virtue we're supposed to master, but like a quiet, necessary kindness toward ourselves. Because here's the truth: nobody starts out good at meditation. Not a single person. And yet so many of us sit down, close our eyes, and expect instant peace. We think we should feel calm right away, that our minds should cooperate, that it should work the way we want. And when it does, when the thoughts keep coming, when the discomfort sneaks in, when the stillness feels strange, we get frustrated. We tell ourselves we're bad at it, that we just are the meditation type. But meditation isn't about getting it right. It's about showing up. It's about understanding that some days it will feel effortless, like floating, and other days it'll feel like your brain is throwing a tantrum. Both are okay. Both are normal. And both are part of the process. I once knew a man named Elias, older, wise, but full of impatience when it came to stillness. He told me he tried meditating once and hated it. I don't have time to sit and breathe when my mind is running a mile a minute, he said. But years later, after a health scare, he tried again, this time with patience. Not expecting results. Not demanding silence. Just allowing himself to be there no matter how messy the experience. And guess what, he told me later. That was the first time I didn't feel like I was fighting myself. Oh, that's the shift. Meditation is never about forcing peace. It's about making space for whatever shows up. And trusting that with time, with practice, with patience, your body and mind will start to soften into it. Studies from the University of California, Berkeley have shown that mindfulness isn't something you achieve. It's something that strengthens over time, like a muscle. The more consistently you practice, the more your brain adapts. That's why patience is so important. The benefits of meditation don't happen in a single session. They happen through repeated, gentle return. A woman named May once told me she had a breakthrough in her practice, not because she reached some enlightened state, but because one day she stopped expecting herself to. She let go of the need for a perfect meditation session and embraced the imperfect one she was having. That's when it actually started working, she said. So if you've ever sat down to meditate and felt restless, irritated, doubtful, that means you're doing it right. That means you're experiencing the real thing. And the real thing takes patience. Every breath you take, every time you sit down again, even after a frustrating session, that's meditation. That's progress. That's you choosing to keep going. So let yourself have the experience. The wandering thoughts, the fidgeting, the moments of deep calm, the moments of deep frustration. Let them all come and go, knowing that each one is part of the practice. And whenever impatience sneaks in, remind yourself you are not here to master meditation. You are here to meet yourself exactly as you are. The peace you're looking for will come, not because you chased it, but because you learned how to stay long enough for it to find you. Let's talk about patience's close companion, practice. Because meditation isn't a one-time event, it's a relationship. And like any relationship, it grows stronger the more you show up for it. So let me say this first, meditation isn't about perfection. It's not about mastering stillness or silencing your mind like some kind of enlightened guru. It's about returning, coming back to yourself again and again. And that return, that's the practice. I met a man once, his name was Theo, who told me he started meditating because he read about its benefits but quit after a week because he wasn't good at it. He said, I tried, but my brain kept running and I figured I just wasn't the type of person who could meditate. But when we talked, something shifted. He realized meditation wasn't something you're good or bad at. It's just something you do. He started again, this time with less pressure, more ease. And slowly, so slowly, he began to notice a change. Not overnight, not dramatically, but little by little, his stress softened, his focus sharpened, his patience deepened. That's the power of practice. Every time you sit down, close your eyes, and breathe, you're building something invisible but real. The consistency rewires your nervous system, strengthens your ability to return to presence, and reminds your mind and body that stillness is safe. Neuroscientists at Harvard and MIT have studied long-term meditation and found that regular practice literally reshapes brain structure. Areas responsible for emotional regulation, memory, and focus grow stronger. Anxiety decreases, clarity increases. And the most beautiful part, you don't have to meditate for hours to experience this. Just a few minutes repeated over time creates profound change. I knew a woman named Alia who used to feel overwhelmed by the idea of meditation. She thought she needed 30 minutes in a quiet space, complete with incense and a guided recording. But when she finally let go of those rules and just started with 3 minutes before bed, something clicked. I realized meditation isn't about escaping, it's about showing up for myself, she told me. And I can show up for 3 minutes. That small practice became her nightly ritual, and months later, she told me she felt steadier in every part of her life. So here's the truth: practice doesn't mean forcing anything. It doesn't mean sitting perfectly still with a blank mind. It means choosing to return even when distractions come. It means sitting down again even after a frustrating session. It means trusting that the more you meditate, the more your body and mind will recognize it as home. You don't have to get it right every time. You just have to keep going. And in that going, something incredible happens. You begin to know yourself in a way you never have before. You begin to understand that peace isn't a destination, it's a habit, a muscle, a choice. So let meditation be something you practice with kindness. Let it be flexible, forgiving, part of your daily rhythm in a way that feels natural. Because the real transformation, it doesn't come from one perfect meditation session, it comes from the quiet commitment to keep showing up. And every time you do, you're reminding yourself of something powerful. You deserve stillness. You deserve presence. You deserve the healing that comes from simply being with yourself. So keep practicing, keep breathing, keep returning. Your peace is already waiting for you. And the more you show up, the more it will come home to you. I thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and do all those lovely things you wonderful people do. I'll see you next time.